Hello everybody, Will Walbyoff here, and today we are talking about Chanel clones. Okay, to give you some context, I am traveling in Budapest with my wife and my baby boy, and I'm spending an absurd amount of money on fragrances. I'm a bit of a fanatic. Now, I was in a newsagent yesterday and I saw they had a rack of perfumes, and I didn't recognize any of the brands, but I certainly recognized the branding. If you can see here, we have Chatelain, Allure Chatelain Sport, and we have Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Same box, same black edges, and it's the same bottle. Also, they had L'Oréal Deep Blue. This one, the branding's actually not quite the same, but it is definitely a clone of Bleu de Chanel. So I couldn't resist myself. I had to buy them, I had to bring them back home, and I had to test them against the real deal. One of the things you're going to be asking is, what are the prices? Well, you probably know Chanel is, it's expensive. This bottle of 50ml is probably £70. Now these bottles were, this was 3,000 huffs. Now that equates to £7 for 100ml. So we've got £7, £70, 100ml, 50ml. This is 20 times more expensive than this. I cannot wait to smell to see how this stacks up. It's fascinating. So let's have a little look on the back of the box. So it gives the note breakdown. Perfume oils made in France. The company is based in Poland. And the fact it's made in the EU gives me confidence that it's not just gonna rip a hole through my arm when I spray it. So let's open it up. Let's have a look, see what's inside. There's the bottle. Let's put them side by side. Oh, hang on a minute, I've only just noticed. This is L'Oréal Chatelain Sports. This is Allure Homme Sport. L'Oréal. That is just madness. L'Oréal Allure. So let's have a look at the Bleu de Chanel. This company is called Givenchy. Sorry, it's the product is L'Oréal Deep Blue. We have made in the EU again. That's another positive. Let's have a look at the bottle. It's got a label stuck on the front of it, and it's a very dusty top, so it's obviously been sat on a shelf somewhere for a long time. I don't think this is as nice a bottle as the Chatelain one. I mean, how can that hold up in a court of law? Okay, so it's time to get smelling. Now we have 2 scent strips, 2 dots, 1 dot. I will go and get my wife to spray, so I don't know which ones are which. Okay, so we have our scent strips and they have been sprayed. 2 dots here and 1 dot here. Right, so that's the Allure Homme Sport. I mean, it's the category. I don't know which one's which quite yet. This is 1 dot. So the 1 dot smells like it's not got quite as much projection. That might just be how much was sprayed on it. But the 1 dot feels rounder. It feels more well composed than the 2 dots. Feels the 2 dots feels like it's got a little bit of a spike somewhere in the mid, and that's why it's getting better projection, because it's really erupting off the paper. But is that a good thing? Just because it's making more noise, is it a better fragrance? Wow, that's really difficult. That's really, really difficult. Well, I'm gonna say first instinct that 1 is the Chanel and 2 is the clone. Right, so that's the Allure Homme Sport. So this is obviously the Bleu de Chanel. We have the 2 dot and the 1 dot. Oh God. Right off the bat, I think the 1 dot is possibly the official. It smells a little bit more rounded. This is a challenge.
This is the original.
No, this is the original.
Jesus. That can't be true.
It is true. I know, Barney. It's just so confusing. We're trying to give valid consumer advice of whether to buy clones or not, and we just don't know the answer. So, need to do a little bit of refilming. When I finished the last film, my wife came in and she told me the answers to the clone and to the real one, and I got both of them wrong. Now, I was gutted, as you can imagine. I can't tell Chanel from a clone. So I've just been editing it. This is a few days later, and it turns out I got them right. Luckily, she filmed which ones she sprayed, but by the time she came back into the room, she'd got mixed up which one was the original and which one was the clone. I mean, I don't blame her. We have a 7-month-old baby crawling around and needs attention, so, you know, she's got other things on her mind. That's fine. But it does change my summary and what I think of them. What do I think of them? They're exceedingly cheap, but they're also exceedingly well done. I thought it was going to be much easier identifying the clone to the real, but it's really not that easy. It's actually quite a challenge. The summary: would I buy the clone over the original? Well, the answer is no. Where I am in my life at the moment, I'm not gonna buy a clone of Chanel when I could buy the original. However, if I was 20 years old, when I was pretty much broke, as old 20-year-olds are, am I gonna spend £70 on a Chanel? Am I gonna spend £90, £100 on a Tom Ford? No. Would I spend £7 on a clone of Tom Ford and Chanel? Yeah, I think so. If I was interested in perfume and I wanted to get some of these smells and scents, then yeah, why not? I mean, I think they're relatively well done. They're well executed. They smell like the original. The bottles are terrible. The display's terrible, but a lot of people don't care about that anyway. I think they have a place in the market. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I found a couple of the clones on Amazon. I'll put the links in the description. So feel free to buy them, experiment with them, do as you will. If you've enjoyed this one, then do give it a thumbs up. Why not share it? And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe and come on in. On this channel, we discover everything scent related. My name is Will Wolbioff, and I will see you soon.